knew that with Ron Jeremy turning his plea from not guilty to potentially insanity could be his get out of jail free card? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the true crime story of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And yes, oof, what a shocking development in the current Ron Jeremy court trial case. Ooh, he pleaded not guilty, but now they're looking into whether or not he's crazy. What the deuce? Why are they even looking into that in the first place? What's happening? I'm going to break it all down for you in a moment, but just a little bit of a word to the YouTube human reviewer. I will not be going into any descriptive detail whatsoever, just to put that out there. And to everyone else that's watching, if you love true crime on the daily served with a little bit of gobbiness and sass, basically this, then make sure before you do anything else, you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And let's jump into it, shall we? So, this Thursday just gone, a judge in California has announced that the ongoing case against Ron Jeremy is going to be suspended due to concerns about his mental state. Now, the Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge George Lomeli has agreed to pause the proceedings and set a date for Jeremy to undergo a complete psychiatric evaluation. Why? Why? I mean, he literally turned around and submitted a not guilty plea. So Ron Jeremy was completely okay in the head to be able to do that. So I'm sorry, what the deuce has changed? Now, this gets even stranger because Rolling Stone has reported that Jeremy failed to even make an appearance in court despite being housed in the same building. Like, how does that happen? Jeremy's lawyer, Stuart Goldfarb, had told the court at the start of the hearing, I was just up in the cell where he was being kept and I tried to get his attention but unsuccessfully. He was unable to determine who I was and wouldn't accommodate both myself and the bailiff to fit into the wheelchair to come down here. Now, looking at it just from a skeptic's point of view, maybe he was just being cantankerous that day. Maybe he was just being extremely awkward, didn't want to play ball, didn't want to play by the rules, and just thought, do you know what? I'm angry with the world. I ain't going to play today. I'm not going to go to court. I'm angry, this, that, and the other. He could just be that. Does not necessarily mean that the dude has gone cuckoo. Do you know what I mean, right? Now, the bailiff that was involved in that incident reiterated the lawyer's concerns, and he noted that Jeremy was incoherent and not obeying commands. Now, the court records have showed that the judge has ordered Ron Jeremy to undergo a competency evaluation on 1st of April, so that's in the next couple of weeks, and scheduled the next hearing for the 19th of April to update the court on the results of that evaluation and the status of the case. Now, this is quite concerning because, quite literally, from what I said right at the beginning of this video, well, indicated anyway, if the results of this evaluation shows that Ron Jeremy is incompetent, has gone cuckoo, crazy, is not right in the head, whatever you want to call it, right? They could then argue that he's not fit to stand trial, and then the whole thing gets wiped out. Like, the whole thing. And, guys, he's not being accused by one accuser, right? He's being accused by many, over 20. Now, when there are over 20 accusers, to me, you've got to stand up and take notice because that's a pattern right there. Like, you cannot be ignored. And if this whole incompetency evaluation, psych evaluation, turns around and says, yeah, dude's incompetent, all that will get wiped out, potentially. He'll get thrown out of court because he's not fit to stand trial because he's not well in the head. However you want to term it, right? because he's not mentally capable to understand what's going on in trial, so they'll throw it all out, is my understanding of it. I'm not a legal. I'm not a lawyer. I do have a degree, but it ain't in law. But, that's just kind of like my 2 cents on it. And if that happens, for over those 20 victims, accusers, that would be a setback for the survivor community, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Now, as you can tell from what says the next article, that pretty much follows on from what I've just said. The court docket shows that Judge Lomeli had been scheduled to rule on a motion presented by the defence that has drawn sharp criticism from prosecutors and victims' rights advocates. Now, this doesn't make sense, and I'll tell you why in a minute, right? So Jeremy and his lawyer had petitioned the court to have 21 trials, one for each of his alleged victims rather than a single trial. The defence argues that even the testimony of so many alleged victims together would unfairly sway the jury. So hang on a minute, right? Not only was he mentally capable to be able to submit a no guilty plea, right? But he was also mentally capable to turn around to his lawyer and say, do you know what? I want 21 separate trials for each alleged accuser, victim, whatever. Mentally capable to be doing all that, and to even consider, literally aim to have 21 separate trials. Mentally capable to do that, but now all of a sudden he's incoherent. He may not be mentally capable anymore. You what? I'm sorry, but there's something wrong with this picture. Something wrong, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. The dude was mentally fit enough to submit a not guilty plea and fight for having 21 separate freaking trials rather than the overall one that would lump them all together, right? All of a sudden he turns around and he's like, I'm not mentally capable anymore. Or insinuating that at the very least. Dudes, I'm sorry, but no. There's definitely something wrong with this picture. Now, you will understand the absolute just the incredulous that's over me right now. The incredulity, just absolutely shocked at this development and quite angry that they're now going down this path, because this is what the grand jury voted to indict Ron Jeremy of. Now, I'm not going to go into the detail, and some of this is blacked out because of YouTube, but he is charged of 12 counts. 12 counts, 7 counts, 6 counts, 4 counts, 2 counts, 1 count, 1 count, 1 count of various crimes against women, is all I will say to that. And so he was mentally capable, allegedly, to do all that, allegedly, mentally capable to submit a not guilty plea, mentally capable to try and fight with his lawyer to have 21 separate court cases. But now all of a sudden, no, he's incoherent, and there is an insinuation that he may not be mentally capable anymore. Yeah, I'm giving the side eye on that one. I really, really am. And then when you look at what happened in a little bit more detail, but what was actually what they're actually saying. So, one woman, 19-year-old, in October 1996, allegedly had a run-in with him during a photo shoot in the San Fernando Valley. In October 2000, a 26-year-old woman allegedly had a run-in by the defendant at a party in a nightclub. And again, I'm having to say run-in to water down the language, but use your imagination. Sometime between 2002 and 2003, Another young woman had a run-in with him at a strip club in the city of Industry. There is element of basically underage. Another underage. 2 years later, a woman went to the defendant's home where she had allegedly a run-in with him there. And in January 2013, is also accused of a run-in with a 38-year-old woman at a West Hollywood bar that he frequented. So you have literally, and they're just a couple of those, right? But 21 accusers. And they're all saying the same thing. They had a run-in with him. This is what he did to me. This is proving a pattern, and when a pattern is proven, to me, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that don't look good for the person that's accused. Let me put it that way. Now, in regards to Ron Jeremy, he has maintained his innocence through it all and entered not guilty pleas to all the charges. So again, completely competent to be able to submit the not guilty pleas, completely competent to try and fight to have 21 separate freaking trials, and then all of a sudden, he's alluding that he's not competent anymore. The trial had been scheduled to start in May, but this latest setback makes that highly unlikely, especially if Jeremy is not found to be competent. Now, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever on all of this, let me put it this way, right? I believe that Ron Jeremy and the lawyer trying to fight for the 21 separate trials, they knew it wasn't going to go their way, right? They had an inkling it wasn't going to go their way. Now, all of a sudden, how else can you get it thrown out of court? My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? He's now indicating, insinuating that he may be incompetent. That's definitely one way to get a get out of jail free card. You know what I mean? And have the whole thing thrown out with every single case. All 21 of them will be gone, wiped out of court. If that valuation comes back and says he ain't competent, because then technically he ain't competent to stand trial. So at that stage, what happens? The whole thing gets thrown out. In my limited knowledge, bear in mind of the law, I've seen it happen in movies. Oh, I'm basing it on. But you know, and for him to be charged with all of that, and to have so many victims, that he gets away with it that way. Because in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I do believe he's guilty. There's too many people that have spoken out against him, too many cases against him, and when you look at what's been alleged to have happened, it's all similar. It's all a pattern. And those kind of monsters, they have a pattern. And they're identifying it every single time. Same pattern, same MO, same thing. Do you know what I mean? Guys, what do you think to this latest development with the Ron Jeremy case? Let me know. Sound off with your gobs down below. And if you haven't done so already and you love true crime on the daily, served with a little bit of gob and sassiness, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe. Like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until the next time, you guys, laters.